I've had this car 5 years now. I've owned it since new, and each year I make a video update all about the car. The car is currently for sale, so this is going to be its final update. It's 5-year review, but this time I'm going to do it a bit differently, because usually throughout the year I keep notes on my phone about what I like and dislike about this car. That way I don't miss anything. You get to know all the nitty-gritty details about what it's like to really live with an ND2 Mazda MX5. But there is a problem with doing it this way. The problem is, it's almost like the video becomes about this car's little problems. Yes, the windows, when they are wet, when they go up and down, they squeak. The seat belts, they don't retract properly by themselves. I have to feed it back myself. This roof from factory isn't set up correctly, so when you use it, it will damage itself. There is a dealer fix. I recommend doing this one early before any damage occurs. But the truth is, these problems don't really affect my ownership experience. I get used to putting the seat belt back myself. I do it without thinking now. The roof was sorted quite quickly from the dealer before it got damaged, and I just ignore the windows. Yes, there are other problems, but really, I have to write these things down on a list to remember them to tell you. So in this video, I'm going to abandon that list. I'm going to think about the highlights. What comes to my mind? What do I remember? What do I think about when I think about this Mazda ND2 MX5? When I talk about cars, I don't really like talking about how they look. Yes, I have my opinion, but for a video, really, the looks of the car, well, that's up to you. But I am going to talk about class, because this car is classless. You could be rich, poor, old, young. You could be a plumber, a hairdresser, a lawyer, a driving instructor. All manner of people enjoy this car. The only likely stereotype someone is going to make about you if you turn up in this is that you probably enjoy driving. The roof is genius. Just one clip and down it goes. To get it back up, just as quick. No need for a heavy, expensive electric system on a car so small. I'd much rather just save all that and do it myself, like I can with this car. And this fabric has held up amazingly after 5 years. It's almost like new. I've tried so many different cleaning products over the years with different convertible cars, and I've never really been very happy with any of them. But what I have found has worked is just brushing it with a brush, hoovering it with the brush attachment, and cleaning it with water. I'll use the hoover if that's available. If it's not, I'll just brush it without the hoover. The hoover is better if it's available. And after 6 months to a year, you can usually get these little green bits on convertibles. This happened to all of them that I've had. And all the different products I've used haven't really done much, but what I have found has worked, and it's basically free, is 1/3 white vinegar, and not white wine vinegar, just white vinegar, and 2/3 water. Spray it on, leave it a couple of minutes, brush it, rinse it off, and it's like new. Really pleased with this roof. After 5 years of owning this car, this interior has not got old. I still think it looks and feels fantastic. It doesn't feel sturdy. It feels like if I was a bull in a china shop, I could wreck it. And I have seen ND MX5s with very ragged interiors. You do have to look after them. Like, you could scratch it up if you weren't careful. This steering wheel looks big in here. If you take a photo of the car, you think, wow, that's a big steering wheel, but actually the car is small. The steering wheel is normal. Some people fit smaller steering wheels so it looks right, but, well, look at this. My arms reach the armrest and the wheel. I don't want to change that. I like the thickness of the rim. It's pleasing to hold, and I like how I can see the dials through here. If I was to make this smaller, I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to rest my arms whilst holding the wheel, and I'm probably going to have to lift the wheel higher to be able to see the dials, and I don't want the steering wheel to be higher. The seats, well, I can't really call them particularly comfortable, but they're not uncomfortable. The longest journey I've done in here is 13.5 hours. I was driving pretty much all day apart from breaks. And I didn't have a problem. The heated seats make it better because they are so powerful, and heated seats, I think, are less about being warm and more about soothing my body. They make my back feel better. If I've got a bit of a sore back, a heated seat helps, and these really do help. Something about these seats is they are not supportive, but look around. This is not a big car. I've got this very solid, big transmission tunnel here. The gearbox is actually there, and I've got a door quite close here as well. So although they're not supportive, when I'm driving on track, I don't have any problems supporting myself. See my knee here up against transmission tunnel. I can brace myself fairly easily. I'm not going to move around. I'm not going to go very far. Yes, there's no bolsters to the seat, but this thing here, that's a pretty big bolster, and it's right up against it. It would be better to have a bit more of a bucket seat. That would give me more support, but I'm fine with this. The problem really is the passenger side. The passenger doesn't get much space. My partner is, I believe she's 5'5". I know she is 165 centimeters, so whatever that is in feet and inches. And she can do a 2-hour journey just fine, sitting there. The lack of legroom though means that if we do like an all-day drive, she does struggle. As for storage, a lot of people complain that there is no glove box and no door bins, but I've not had a problem in this car. There is somewhere to put my phone, and I've actually stuck this little thing here, and because this is wireless charging, this phone, I'm not saying that's wireless charging, it's not, but the phone is, so it's got some metal in the back of it. That magnet keeps that still, even on track, and then I can just plug it in like so, and then I have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and that doesn't move. That's worked very well. I also have somewhere to put my sunglasses and some charging cables. USB ports there. Oh, and if you want a 12-volt socket, you're not going to see it in the dark because it's about there. And I have a couple of places to put some drinks. So it has the things I need. Somewhere to put my phone, somewhere to put my sunglasses, and somewhere to put a drink. And there's even this little extra thing here, which currently I've really been using for tissues for the hay fever season, which is now gone. There's also a couple of cubbies, one behind this seat and one behind my seat. I keep the tow eye behind here and some other bits, tyre repair stuff as well. I don't keep it in the boot because it flies around. When I say tyre repair stuff, I don't mean the squeegee stuff that you put in tyres, some cord you can use in emergencies just to get you out of trouble. And behind here I have some cleaning stuff, and I can actually access that without getting out of the car. I can tilt the seat forward, which I can't at the moment because the camera's in the way, and then get my cleaning materials and give the interior a bit of a spruce up, because I really do like sitting here. The colours, the white, the black with the grey stitching, then the red down here, just the contrast, and then this like shadow chrome. I really do enjoy this interior, and I am missing it. Driving my other car, I have a Porsche Cayman now, I do miss this interior. It may be more cramped in here, there's less space, and yes, the Porsche is more comfortable, but to my eyes, this looks a lot more modern. Not just modern, it just looks nicer in my opinion, but yeah, that is an opinion. After 5 years of owning this car, I don't feel like I need more power. I've had more powerful cars in the past, and I have a more powerful car now, but I don't feel I want this car to have any more power. In fact, when I drive my much more powerful Porsche Cayman GTS, which has 340 horsepower, that's an incredible amount of power. When I drive that, I actually miss this a little bit, because in this I get to thrash it more. I get to hold that gas pedal all the way down and feel the revs build and really get to push the car. Whereas in the Porsche, I'm always holding back, even on track. Take Anglesey Race Circuit. Now you may not know that place, that's fine, I can explain something. The longest straight there has kind of like a curve to it. It's not really properly straight for very long. A lot of it is a bit of a curve. And in this car, I feel I can get between 110 and 115 before I'm like, oh, I don't want to go any faster. There's a wall there and some grass. That's enough for me. And then I'm going to have to brake for the corner, and I don't want to rotate the car from braking. In the Porsche, it gets to that speed quicker, like really good sound as well. I can't do it, but it sounds amazing. But I don't go any faster. I get to that sort of 115-ish miles an hour at tops and go, oh, no, don't want to go any quicker here. So I'm not actually driving it any quicker. I'm just getting to those speeds a bit quicker. And what I'm trying to say is, I think I actually enjoy holding my foot on the gas hard and letting those revs build, really thrashing the car, than getting to that speed that little bit more quickly and then having to hold back for a bit longer. This car has double wishbone suspension at the front and multi-link suspension at the back. If you don't know what that means, don't switch off. I'm going to explain in simple terms how this suspension setup has benefited me over the 5 years of owning this car. Double wishbone suspension and multi-link suspension basically achieve the same thing. It allows the tyre to maintain flat contact with the road, good contact with the road, even as the wheel goes up and down. So as you go over bumps, or if you drive fast around a bend and make the body roll, the tyre can maintain good contact with the road, meaning you get more use out of your tyre and better tyre wear. I've driven this car in many different conditions. I've driven it in town, on mountain roads, country roads, on motorways crossing countries in Europe, and on track, yet I've had even tyre wear from all the 3 different sets of tyres I've had on this car, and I've got good mileage out of them as well. I've got many miles out of the tyres. I've been very surprised at how long my tyres have been lasting. Most cars don't get double wishbone suspension at the front. No, they get strut suspension. Strut suspension is good because it's cheaper and it takes up less space at the front of the car. But the downside is you can optimize it really for one thing. So you can optimize it for the road, but then it's not going to work so well on track. You can optimize it for the track, but then it's not going to work so well on the road. So if you optimize it for the road, on track you're going to get uneven tyre wear and not much use out of the tyre. If you optimize it for the track, yes, it will work better on track now, but when you drive it on the road, you're going to get uneven tyre wear and less use out of the tyre, less mileage out of the tyre as well. So in my opinion, a sports car that you want to use in various conditions, including track driving, in my opinion, should have either double wishbone suspension or multi-link suspension. Then there is the engine and the gearbox. Many people will say this engine isn't very good because it doesn't make much of a sound. And yeah, it's quite quiet, but oh, I'm 60 miles an hour. That was so much fun and so much time just getting to 60. And I'm going to do a little country road now. It's quite windy. You can't go very fast in it. At the moment I'm doing 30. Does it sound like I'm doing 30? This country road now is going to be enjoyable. 45 miles an hour at the moment. Because this car, this engine, this gearbox just makes little British B roads a joy. And then there is the size of the car. It fits down these roads with ease. I'm not worried about things coming the other way. And then the suspension, it soaks up the bumps. It allows me to maintain good control of this car on this small British B road. 35 miles an hour at the moment. 50. I got to 50. There you go. Slowing down now because of the oncoming van. Down to 25 with the oncoming van. And now I'm in a 40 and I am actually now doing 40. That was loads of fun. Road ahead close, diversion. Change of plan. Need to go the other way. But I'm still in a 40, so give it a little rev first. I think it makes an alright sound. I never feel like I need more power. Not in this car. Not once in 5 years of owning it have I felt, you know what? What's going to make this better is more power. No, what's going to make it better is just using it more, taking it more places, doing more track days. That's what's going to make it better. Heel and toe downshift, nice and easy. It's made for these roads. Most road cars are set up to understeer, and out of the cars I've driven on track, this is set up to understeer the least. What understeer means is when you go around a bend and you turn, if you're going too fast, the front end loses grip. That's understeer. Instead of the car rotating and going into a spin, that's oversteer. Hence why most cars are set up to understeer. It's safer. On the road, I don't notice this. I don't drive it fast enough or get near the edge of grip to know if it's an understeery car or an oversteery car. I just don't get there. But on the track, I do. And I really appreciate how this car just doesn't understeer when you try to go quick through the bends. It's balanced. It gives me a mixture of understeer or oversteer based on how I'm driving it. Depending on how fast I enter the corner, how I use the throttle, I can really change the pitch of the car with the throttle. I can make it understeer, I can make it oversteer on demand. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy driving this car on track so much. I feel I have so much control over its pitch, over its angle into a corner. And it's the only time when I feel like, actually, I would like a bit more power. It's not when I'm trying to do a quick lap on circuit, certainly not when I'm driving on the road. It's when I want to do power over slide, when I want to get a slide. In the dry, in second gear, this car doesn't really have enough torque to do a power over slide. In the wet, it will, but not in the dry. You can make it slide in the dry, but to do that, you really need momentum. And that does take quite a lot of confidence. Something else I've been really enjoying about this car is the cost. It costs no more to run than a regular car, a Golf, or my learner car, my Leon. Therefore, there's no reason not to take it. It's not like, oh, I don't want to take it on that long journey, it's just going to cost me loads of money in fuel. And then you do the long journey, you get to a beautiful road, and you realise, oh, actually, I would like to be in the sports car. So there isn't really much of a penalty for taking this car other than practicality. Yes, 2 seats, smaller boot. Therefore, if you need the practicality, you can't take it. But if that's not the case, you can have your cake and eat it. You can take the sports car, yet not pay a fortune. The lights on this car make driving at night easy. Adaptive lights means it stays on full beam, even with oncoming cars, and it dims the oncoming cars, and oncoming cars don't flash me. So it's working. The problem with the system is it does light up the signs a bit too much, and the signs reflect back at me sometimes. The Corolla that we have doesn't do that. The Corolla is smarter and it's learned to dim the signs as well, but this one doesn't dim signs. So that can be a little bit sore on the eyes sometimes, but at night time, I really do feel like I can just see where I'm going. Whereas when I get back in my Leon, that's not the case. Or in the Porsche Cayman I have at the moment. It's autumn now, it's dark, it's the end of November. A wet, dark night. I'm struggling to see where I'm going in the Porsche. I'm used to this now. So going back to those older lights, that's a struggle. One of the downsides about this car are the tyre sizes. There are plenty of road tyres available, but if you want a track tyre, it's not much in this size. I don't have the space for a spare set of wheels. If I did, I would have a spare set of wheels with track tyres. But not having that space means I have to use road tyres on track. I have to have one tyre that does it all, which isn't ideal. Unless you can get something like a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, which does do both, but you can't get that tyre in this size, which is a shame, because I think that tyre in this car would be amazing. The boot in this car has proven to be big enough for us. We can put 2 aeroplane carry-on cases in the back and put stuff around the carry-on cases, and we can sometimes fit some coats, say, behind the seats. Not a lot of space behind the seats at all, but you can put some coats there. We've managed to do several long trips across Europe. The furthest we've taken it is either Italy or Spain. I don't know which one was further. And we've been to the very top of Scotland. We've done a lot of the North Coast 500 in it. And yes, more space would be easier, but there was enough space. We didn't struggle. Actually, when I said we didn't struggle, we did have to think about it. We couldn't just take what we wanted. We had to think about what we were packing, but there was enough space for us to have several comfortable and enjoyable holidays. The sound system is also quite good. It's got a Bose system with some speakers here. It's got a subwoofer. It's not the best system, but it's certainly loud enough, and I do enjoy listening to music in this car. It costs me about £200 a year to insure this. About £200 a year to tax it. I can get 50 miles to the gallon on the motorway, and a full set of tyres, good high quality tyres fitted, is about £600. Yet I think it's the most enjoyment I've ever had from a car. Why am I selling it? A baby. I don't need the space. I don't need to take my baby with me, although I could. There are ISOFIX mounting points on the passenger seat, but I don't intend to take her in this car. I don't need to do that. That's not what this car is for. I'm not looking for a bigger car that I can take my baby with me that's really fast and powerful. No, I'm quite happy just taking her in the Corolla. It's when I go to do a track day and I say goodbye to my partner and goodbye to my baby, and I see my baby's little smile with her 4 little teeth at the top, I genuinely get worried that what if I don't return? And something I've always been worried about tracking a convertible is rolling it and what might happen if I roll it. Now, I'm quite happy driving this car on the road. I feel safe on the road. It's got steel here, so this is strong. It's got rollover hoops at the back. It's got some side impact protection here as well. And it even has a side airbag, but it's nowhere near as safe as a hardtop car. And the way I'm driving it on track, and as I get more confidence, and I do actually start to do some of those momentum slides as my confidence improves, I do have to just face reality that I'm quite close to crashing this car. And if I go off the circuit and dig in, I can easily roll it. So I feel like I need to take responsibility for that. We all have our different levels of risk that we will accept. I was speaking to someone last week who said, oh yeah, I did the same thing when I had a baby, but instead I gave up motorbikes. But to be fair, he's driving motorbikes on the road. I'm driving cars on track. So the risk may be different, but not as different as you may think, because obviously driving on track is far more dangerous than driving on the road. There's a higher chance of me smashing this car up with me in it. So that's why I'm selling it. I'm selling it because I don't want to give up my hobby, and I have seriously considered that. So to continue doing my hobby, I feel like a hardtop car is safe enough for me to feel comfortable continuing the hobby. Now I need to remember to mention this because I've mentioned the reason why I'm selling this in a previous video, and many people said, why not just get the hardtop MX5? But the hardtop MX5 is still a convertible. It's not structural. That hardtop isn't going to provide much in the way of protection. It's not held on by much. It could easily come off when you roll it over. You are still relying on the same hard points to protect you in the folding hardtop as you are in the folding soft top. Also, this up here, you see, now I've hit my head on that doing skids. In the Porsche, which is a monocoque chassis, so a very strong chassis where the roof is part of the chassis, this has a curtain airbag here. What I have in this car is this bit of metal in this bolt. And if I hit my head on that, that could potentially kill me. There is an airbag at the side that comes out here, but it's not the same level of protection as a proper curtain airbag. So for me, I've just made the decision, and this has not been an easy decision, making this video as well. Every time I see this car, I don't want to sell it. I want to keep it. I want to keep using it. I want to keep using it on track as well. But I just have to face the music. I don't feel comfortable tracking this car anymore. And if I want to continue my hobby, and I don't want to feel scared about not being able to see my daughter again when I go off and do a track day, I need a safer car. I need a proper hardtop car. So there you go. No list of all the problems that I've been writing down over the year, just highlights from my mind about this car. And that is, it's the most fun I've ever had from a car on road or on track. I don't feel like I need more power. I don't really feel like I need it to be more capable. For me, it seems to be the sweet spot. And the interior as well. This car in particular, not just the Mazda MX5, but the 100th year anniversary edition with the white on black on red, is just right for me. If this was a hardtop car, I would definitely not be selling it. I would be continuing to enjoy it. But that is kind of ironic, because when I bought this car, I was definitely looking for a soft top car. I wanted a soft top car at that time. But that's what happens over time. Things change. And now what I need has changed. So I've got to change. If you found the video interesting, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to get my future videos. And until the next one, cheerio.